What's up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and in this video, in recap review, I will be reviewing Married to Medicine Season 2, Episode 2. Okay, shout out to my YouTube fam, all of my old new subscribers. If you're not subscribed, click right below, share, like, I'm trying to say, sorry, y'all. I just want to get this out this way. This episode was kind of, but I did just see the season finale of Real Housewife in Atlanta, and if y'all watched that, that just is dragging. We all just waiting for reunion. The reunion looks good. Also, we see next episode. It seems like it's really going to spice things up with this upcoming season. Yeah. So, anyways, y'all, let's get through the things. Let's start with Quad. Okay, let's get it out of the way. By the way, if you're new, I'm usually random. Okay, so Quad is ready to take it to another level. Her new business adventure, because we all know her two dogs are considered babies. Turn out we find out they sleep in the bed with Eugene every night and her with kids. I meant to say her. They are the kids. My bad. And she is like, she has all these lovely fat clothes for her dogs. But she wants something special. She wants couture for her dogs. Because she goes over girls, Lisa Nicole's house. And I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm just focusing on some stuff. So she, I guess wants you to look at the dog's office and be like, I don't know if she's going to use the name bitch or anything. I don't know if she's only focused on the female dogs and the male dogs. But, she want to let you know your female dogs are also know your bitch is bad, is fabulous, and whatever, That's one of her words that she uses, doesn't it? But you're going to have them just stun on you of the hoes with the best outfit, dog dress you have known. Yeah. So later on in the episode, her behind goes over to Simone's house, and Simone says, Quad just gives like a present in the rooms. It's just like she has this lovely personality, but it's honest. You only way gonna be able to fully experience, because there's no words to describe it, y'all. She's in your face, and you're with her. And that's how you're going to find out about it, right? So, anyways, and we all know how husband is on, he's basically ready, baby time. Let's go half on the baby. Okay, time, right? And so, he's basically like, she's like this. Now, she's thinking about going birth control without even telling him, okay? Now, she's way provision. She purposely has sex on days that she's not ovulating. Okay, she knows there's a high chance of getting pregnant. So, she doesn't do no, so that's her way of preventing right now. And Dr. Simone just like, like I said, she's suggesting like, yeah, I'll give you something, because Dr. Simone was the one who brought up like, I think she was talking about some patients or something that are of hers. And then she said, like, so when, I'm going to be working on y'all soon. And this is what she said about the birth control method. And we get a little birth control education, okay, family planning 101, about the thing about, because Quad says she forgets through the birth control pills. Okay, so she's looking for the options. And you know how we got, it's not really that old, but it's not really that new, but recently here in the last couple of years about this vaginal ring. And you were asked questions about, could your husband tell if you have? Because, like I said, the Quad's trying to be silent. She ain't trying no babies. I'm starting to think like, like a lot of us, y'all think, but just, looking more into this, she seemed like she married her husband for status, whatever. She doesn't really want no kids. I don't know, period, or at least not at all, but she's just like stuff like it's just easier to have, her dog, she could sit kids, and she probably maybe doesn't want to have kids, or later on, not with her husband. I don't know, okay? But she wants to keep it silent, so Dr. Simone says she don't really suggest it, but about keeping, something like that secret, But she's thinking about the vaginal ring. But here's the problem. If you've been busting wide open, or if I like to say my basketball wife was Sunday called her, and I like to always call, if you basically have a pothole pussy, the ring might possibly come out, is what she was saying. Okay, she didn't say that words, but that's how I scratched on the Carters. I'm sorry. Anyway, so we. To just think the ring come out in the bed of your stuff. So if your stuff, as long as it ain't, been banged out, been bulldozer banged out on a regular, and it's a type whatever, and then stuff like that, you should be fine. Yeah, good lesson. So anyways, let's get Mariah out of the way, because Mariah really wasn't in this episode, okay? We're just going to go to scene. Her and her husband are talking, And of course, you know, her husband will say something like, "Yeah, I need to check my email." You can tell something like probably big from Mariah. And she's just like, "Yes, the drama, drama, drama." You know how Mariah is, right? So she tells about the thing we're talking about. I think the same bowling event where she sits here and talks about that lady, you know, last week about basically putting her down. Now I don't know if she's in the next episode. I know Jack was trying to say Dr. Hemley is cuckoo, cuckoo, whatever, but I don't know if the same lady that Dr. Jackie technically checked, checked whatever for weight last time. That, you know, even her Mariah's husband was saying like that was absurd for her to say that, to talk about the ladies, you know, weight and stuff like that. And, you know, Mariah's like, you know, that's not right. We're talking about somebody's weight, especially when they lost weight, stuff like, you know, basically Dr. Jackie crossed the line, because, you know, and the next thing we're talking about, you know, her husband's hair used to be like, you know, Latin stuff, you know, a whole new world of Latin hair, and how he's been trying to spray and it's getting everywhere. And she's thinking about him getting, you know, hair implants. Then that's pretty much all she was in this episode. Now let's fast forward, not fast forward, let's rewind, because Quad goes over to this lady, Lisa Nicole House, that happens to be a fashion designer. She has, you know, some couple of businesses, and one of the business ventures, of course, is being a fashion designer. Has on fashion line, and Dwight has carried over from Real Housewife of Atlanta. He has made appearances in this show, and he's also Lisa Cole's business partner. Also, why he likes to call himself her other husband. Okay, so they're talking about now. Lisa Cole has a picture of Mariah's outfit, or you know, with Dove's car. I mean, just I mean, that's what pretty much I'm surprised didn't say. Okay, so she's sitting up here, you know, they're up there basically roasting up, you know, Quiet's talking about the confessions one say, Prince said when the doves could cry, she literally told us doves could cry. And, you know, you got one of Lisa Cole's sisters sitting there, got like a bunch of feathers wrapped around like a they were just going into Mariah's outfit. I think that was one of the main things, besides Quiet going into thinking about the business, and to let girls like, I could give you numbers. Dwight's like, I can help you get you, you know, get your connections and stuff like that too, because, you know, business adventure, you know, is an expensive one. You know, you do have to put some money, you know, as the old saying goes, takes money to make money, right? Okay. But yeah, that's pretty much was one of the main things, okay? I don't think they were going over the Mariah and Quad beef, or supposed Quad beef or whatever. So what? Okay, Dr. Simone. We'll get into that in a minute, because we'll save that for last. Dr. Heavenly, you know, she was telling about, you know, the name was a blessing from her mom, and she has been a dentist for 15 years. Now, the only thing that they kind of have her with is her family dentist. She has 3 children, two boys and 1 girl. And the little girl, you know, she's just not nothing to be played with. She just got a little sass in her, okay? Sass, okay? And so she was talking about a confessional. Even her husband is calling them confessionals. She believes about men should stay in power and the women should be behind them. Not on the side of those. I said that she said behind. Like damn near said 3 days behind. She didn't say on the side. Nothing. Just, you know. But that's her. But then y'all feel a little awkward that, like I said, her even saying daddy one time at their little get together they had last week, right? But this time, you notice that she at the table saying, "Well, Daddy, you didn't tell me." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's them." So one of the things she's talking about, she has found some article, I don't know, on the internet, about when women with big butts who carry weight, and even the husband like, "You gotta be spraying them, especially boys." Women who carry weight based on their ass and thighs are smart, and they can keep themselves or have like some super guard or some whatever against like diabetes or some other illnesses. Okay, but yeah, I don't know where she got it from, but you know, because she was talking about how Dr. Jackie talking about some people's weight, and you know, I mean, truth be told, let's be for real, there are actually people who may be even precise right body weight, and they may not be, you know, 100% healthy. I even know, I'm just saying, you know, there is a high degree chance that if you are obese, that you can be open to, you know, certain illnesses and stuff like that, you know, conditions. But it doesn't mean automatically, you know, some people could be sitting here, you know, be eating healthy than you, and they might be big, and there may be other things going on. Not talking about one of my professors, heck, that's my advisors. He's a vegan, been vegan for 10 some years, vegan, okay, not vegetarian, just flat out vegan, whatever. has a Santa Claus belly. Not, not to sit there so, but you would never think unless you told them whatever. So, and there was somebody else I knew that, they were a couple people vegetarians or something like that, and they didn't look that way. So you don't know the people's conditions right out just because, but unfortunately there's some people that just made it. But that, like I said, I forgot to mention what Ryan was talking about. She was glad somebody called Jackie on her stuff, because they're talking about, insulting people about their weight and stuff. So Dr. Hamley asks her family a question after she talked about the big butts and how they protect with this. But it's just like I said, it's just one of those things. It's nothing wrong with encouraging healthy, but like shouts and much love. Was saying that she could have pulled her over to the side and just said that's good, but she can offer tips with it. It's a way sometimes she says stuff, and the way she kind of did it was just stab, stab, stab. You know what I mean? So, or couldn't I just say anything at all? Just say, oh, okay, and just kept on moving. But anyways, so she's talking to, like I said, she's talking to her husband to talk about, Daddy, you didn't say anything about losing weight. Maybe obviously he didn't have a problem because he didn't say like she was, why you didn't know that I was big and fat and stuff. And he was just like, well, I didn't see the difference. I think that's cool with Cookie's son, right? But then here her daughter, did y'all think expect boys to say no? She like, yes, I couldn't get my hands around you. And here she just like this, you were only 3. So I'm just like, and then they seem like they cut to the next scene of commercial. Oh, Lord. So anyway, yeah, that's her thing. So let's go to, speaking of Dr. Jackie, she of course, her and Dr. Simone comes to her house and they're talking, and she again talks to Brain issue about how she's trying to convince her husband, because she's has a little baby fever, as we know at the moment, and Dr. Simone flat out just says, you shouldn't bring it up all, you're too busy, stuff like that, I shouldn't just bring up at all. And because she's trying to find a suggestion about how to get her husband basically to agree, some type of setting, And I think they're talking a little bit about the Dr. Heavenly event and Toya, Dr. was talking about some Toya and how she felt, which Toya, like I said, could have brought it up, just not at that event neither. Just like Dr. Heavenly, I can understand the situation, but it was just, some things were brought up at the wrong time. And so, she says, they talk or whatever, blah, 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 right? So, Dr. Jackie, I think one of the scenes, I think because she, like I said, the other scene was she talks to her staff about how, basically, this made you got ideas like strip clubs, certain events. So she decides she's going to play like a basketball game, to wear a nice, fit or shorts outfit or whatever, and try to convince them. I don't know if she tells about the baby thing to her staff, or just saying about, what some ideal dates for me and my husband or whatever. So she goes to meet with her husband, and she's sitting with the shorts and pink up the shots. So why would they were playing the 70s porn music? As soon as she started putting down the pants, I just noticed, okay, y'all. So he's happy to play with her. They giving us, it kind of remind me a little bit of, I don't know why, maybe just me, kind of remind me a little bit of basketball thing. I don't know. It's maybe because she was wearing the ponytail. Go figure. No. But I'm just saying, kind of remind me of a little bit of love and basketball, a little bit. And she sits her husband down. She got the shirt and back to Team Jackie. And she decides to slowly bring up, thing. I was warning when you kind of a smile. Yes, a green mood today. Okay. Let me do a little test drive. I'm talking as if I'm talking in her head. Let me bring the kitchen cabinets. You know what? Because he's like this, yes, I'm in a good mood and everything else. They sit down having this little picnic, after they have played the game, right? And she's just like this. Well, you know what, hon? We need to change those kitchen cabinets. And he just like, yeah, I mean, And she's like, we don't need to change it, And then she decides to bring this binge when they're doing 50 Shades of Pink, and they were talking about, donor eggs. So she's slowly going into, and we're talking about donor eggs and babies. Speaking of baby, I was wondering, what do you think about us having a child or something like that? And it's just like, I thought that conversation was closed. At first, I thought they were going to go back to the conversation, because when he first saying close, y'all, they closed the next scene with Simone or somebody, okay? So I was thinking, damn, okay, maybe they didn't want to put that on film. But it did go back to them, and there was a lot of things coming up where he was talking about, worry about the health thing, and it was kind of bringing up the same thing as Dr. Simone was saying. They both busy, and when he said that comment, actually, he was saying, they were a lot more younger. And he basically, he's like, okay, they're older now. He said, you think about it, be kind of like, but he's probably just saying it because she kept asking him, what you think about it. And he probably back his head is like, I don't really give a fuck anymore. But You know, his conversation be closed. And he's just like, okay, you think about it, and you brush off to the next thing. But basically, like, she's too busy, and it's just like not even worth it now. You know, it was basically it was meant to happen. It's meant to happen. So it's still on the table, but this might be a strong chance, at least of what it is that he's maybe it might just be an idea that may not come back again or well be brought back in existence anymore too much. So that's what we're left with. So let's get into Toya and her husband, and they're just talking. They're waiting to move or get a place. I think move or whatever into another gated community, and they're having a talk. And then he's saying like, well, what are you going to end up doing? I guess once she moved, whatever, and the kids start going to school 5 days a week, whatever. And he was just saying, so what you going to do? Are you going to do work or something to leave it outside the house? And they're just having on because she feels like, wait. What do you mean outside the house? I do stuff. I don't just sit in the house all day. What do you think? That's not a job? Housewife is not a job. You know, just that type of conversation. So, it basically, she just felt kind of offended him saying something like that. And he's just like, okay, let's resolve it now. Okay. They weren't like bickering, but, you know, back and forth. But she was just like, she felt kind of offended by him saying that statement about, you know, like, what do you mean I don't do things? Like, I do this from 5 a.m. to 12 at midnight or something, you know, one of them type of dogs. So in the end, she, you know, I guess they calmed down, and just like he asked, did you feel offended by me saying a statement? And she's just like, yeah. And but they kind of resolved it, and they just all good at the moment. So let's merge this in with the Dr. Simone area. Now Toya decides she's going to give a call to Dr. Simone to talk about that weaponry that, you know, it seems Dr. Simone seems like, I'm starting to notice to me, it's like I can understand it was the wrong time, of course, for Toya to bring that up. Because, you know, Dr. Ferrari feels humiliated by Dr. Heavenly about, you know, how the way she was treating all her colleagues and everything was there. But, you know, for Dr. Simone, she seems like she's career-oriented first and second, and her family comes third. Maybe I'm just over-exaggerating, but that's how I'm taking it, y'all. So she calls Dr. Toya because she first was trying to see her today when she had, you know, she's on call because she's an OBGYN, and, you know, some of her patients, you know, babies come when they're supposed to come, okay? So it could be any time. So, she was supposed to meet with her. She plans on meeting her about this, you know, Toya's husband and the issue about her dancing off on him and stuff like that, right? So, but let's get to, you know, Dr. Simone, like I said, was talking to Dr. Quaz when we get that out the area. So, yeah, she, you know, they were just kind of doing snips by her, you know, leaving different times, and I think they showed up Dr. Jackie. I did notice that, maybe just me, I know she had a patient that was there and she was pregnant, but you can tell, I'm surprised, I'm like, did she tell this lady any time about her weight? Because you can tell she's not thin, and she probably would be considered, you know, because you're not, you know, well, she wasn't just pregnant belly, she's pregnant with else unless she get a weight gain. I don't know, you know, but the baby was a good standing, you know. But anyway, so she is sitting there, like I said, just fast forward about the career, and she just has so much going on now. We already know the electrical bill and problems, all this other stuff, and then she was talking to Quad, and she was in the confessional. Quad was talking about the business of designing clothes. She's just like, what the hell? But other than that, let's get to the last part. Toya and her meet up, I guess, you know, the next day, whatever. I forgot whose house or in front of whoever, right? And Toya wants to bring up the fact of the issue. I probably skipped some parts, but like I said, it was kind of one of the episodes that just did kind of this, you know. So Toya decides to bring up again about Dr. Simone dancing, which we did see up on him, and she was trying to push the hand away. She still was kind of dancing out, you know, whatever, on him. And so I don't think too much of anybody told you whatever, right? Because we all know Dr. Simone does not, even though Dr. Jack was trying to suggest meeting of Dr. Handelman, also at that same meeting, you know, Dr. Simone, I gotta talk to Toya. They was bringing the issue about it. Dr. Simone doesn't seem, maybe it's just me, y'all, but she didn't seem apologetic about at all that she could just say flat up, she's sorry. If she felt offended, okay, sorry, we'll just move on, okay? But she just like, she went to talk to Toya and said Dr. Heavenly, unless she's on unless she's on psychotic or something, or she's sedated or something like that. I'm not talking to her. I'm not talking. Anyways, so when Toya, fast forward again, when Toya decides to bring up the issue of of her, you know, this whole issue dancing on her husband and everything else. Um, you know, Dr. Simone seems like, maybe to me, or maybe it was bad editing, you know, she got offended because she just feels like, you know, okay, but I thought we had a good time. Back that this, that, you know, about you, you know, she feels like Toya's blame her mind, even though Dr. Edwards said something about it too. It's not bright enough, and she's only focused on Eugene's and her children and stuff like that, whatever. And it's almost like, okay, you know, she got offended the minute she brought up the thing about the dancing thing, and I'm thinking like she could have just said my bad. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but she could have just said I'm sorry. You felt offended for offended. It just seemed like maybe just me, and I was waiting for the episode to be over with. But she basically just like, you know, got on the defensive about the dancing thing, like, you know, like I thought we were having a good time, all that other stuff, blah blah blah. Hey, but it's just that now she's bringing up to me. She bringing up at a time where I could see, like I said, that dinner was inappropriate for her to bring that up at that time. She brings it up because she just wants to sit here, and she basically just talk them on just okay, whatever. And then I'm just hearing the bigger back and forth. She just get in the car and she says some comment like, "You just worry about your kids and Jenny." And then I think Toya says something about, you know, in the background, like, you know what, like, you the one pushing up on my husband, stuff like that, whatever, you know. But you go ahead, you're out your car, whatever, and they'll get credits in the next preview for next episode. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it was just like so much big back and forth. But what do y'all think? Y'all put in your comments below. I hopefully will get to them in the next 2 days, because I've been having looking at them, y'all, but I haven't been replying back. I'm sorry, y'all. Just been a little busy. But yeah, yeah. But other than that, y'all have a pleasant week, pleasant night, a pleasant weekend, and I definitely see y'all next video. But yeah, that's pretty much how it ended. It just seemed like I just felt like honestly maybe it'd be different if Dr. Simone just probably just seemed like she got a little. Tell me what y'all think. I just thought it made it seem like she got a little defensive side, and as soon as Toya just brought up, you know, brought up the thing, could have just said my bad. Now Toya was still acting up, you know, she said my bad and whatever. But anyways, y'all, I'll see y'all next one. Take